A submarine with 44 crew on board remains missing after disappearing off the Argentine coast on Wednesday. In the last reported contact with the Era San Juan, the sub's captain reported a mechanical breakdown relating to a short circuit in the sub's batteries. Submarines are built to be difficult to find. Their role is often to participate in secret surveillance operations. Dr. Robert Farley, a lecturer at the University of Kentucky who has written on the subject, says that a sub is very hard to trace if resting on the seabed because under such circumstances it will not be making any noise. Noise, which would otherwise be picked up by what is known as passive sonar, is distorted and, the sub, looks, to active sonar pings, like the sea bottom, he says. There are a number of ways that the captain or crew can make their location known if in distress. These methods include sending signal calls to contacts at naval bases or allied ships, or releasing a device that floats to the surface but remains attached to the submarine. The number of days that a crew can survive depends on how long they have already been performing duties underwater and how well prepared they are for losing power. If batteries were charged and air refreshed, Dr. Farley says, then outlook is hopeful. In relation to the Argentine sub, he adds, outer range appears to be 10 days if they were well prepared. One of the most important practices is for trapped crew members to slow down their breathing rates in order to conserve oxygen. Dr. Farley says that it is a hard thing to train people to do, adding that in such circumstances, my guess is that they would be cautioned to reduce activity and reduce speaking in order to save oxygen. The conditions, likely to be cold and damp, may well have a detrimental impact on morale, but the personnel on board will be well trained and disciplined. They will likely establish routines, making themselves as comfortable as possible while minimizing their movements and supporting one another as they await rescue. This remains unclear in the case of the missing Era San Juan. But, says Dr. Farley, it is possible that an electrical malfunction may have occurred following reports of a fault affecting the sub's batteries. Such a mechanical breakdown could shut down both the engines and the communication system, he says. In the event that a submerged vessel suffers mechanical problems in returning to the surface, procedures can be implemented to help raise it. To control buoyancy, the fuel or ballast tanks, which can add weight, can be emptied and used to lift the sub. To achieve this, the diesel fuel or ballast is released, emptying the tanks, and the chambers are then filled with air. Subs also have small hydroplanes, wings that are adjusted to allow water to travel in different directions as the vessel pitches its bow and stern up or down to assist its movement. With a possible shortage of oxygen and a buildup of carbon monoxide, suffocation is the #1 risk. Oxygen can be supplied either through canisters or generators that perform a process called electrolysis, which effectively separates components such as water and oxygen. However, a lack of power will hinder this process and the supply may gradually run out. There are other dangers that could also come into play. Dr. Farley points out that if a compartment within a trapped sub becomes flooded, this can lead to flash fires and other nastiness as the air gets further compressed. Built in Germany, 1983 length, 66 meters crew, 44 top speed, 45 km/h range, 22,224 kilometers.